pedal to the gas, we're watching it all. Cover in the courtroom, big case or small. Laugh when we can, cry when we must, but it's all real talk, you can count on us. We're not the pros, just fans who care, with popcorn in hand and a comfy chair. And every twist, we're right there, together like we're all in the witness chair. This is the Broken Baker, where the trials come alive, where the chat is wild and the vibes survive. We're watching the worst of what people do, but we keep it light, yeah, that's our truth. It's the only place for crime, and it feels just right. We bring the justice talk into your night, so hit that stream, don't miss the call. At the Broken Baker, we cover it all. Oh yeah. We're just flaming with the view, but we ask the things the world wants to. Digging through the facts, side by side. Even when it's dark, we bring the light. No clickbait, no fake feels, just truth and the highs and the reels. With the chat that roasts and rise, we're just here for the case and the vibes. This is the Broken Baker, where the stories unfold, with a smile in the heart, even when it's cold. Yeah, we cover the bad with a wink and a grin, where the real talk starts, come on, jump in. It's the only place to be, can't you see? For trials and truth, it's BBTV. The Broken Baker, where the trials come alive. Yeah, we'll be here, trial and trial. Yeah.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, what, if any, you might be, and welcome to a new trial. And I don't really care about the trial. I care about the backstory. And I'm so sad that Jamie, oh, come on, internet, pick up. I'm so sad that Jamie isn't here because the backstory in this case is way better than the trial. It's just a stupid murder case, domestic violence, pew pew. Yeah, you're gonna make it die, bang. Not that impressive. This is the case against Daisy Link. She's this beauty in the teal shirt. She is accused of second-degree unaliving of her boyfriend Pedro Jimenez, and this happened back in 2022 in Florida, of course. Apparently happened outside of her house. There's some video surveillance, something, but she was then put into the Turner Guilford Night Correction Center, where she became pregnant. And you're saying, but Baker, you old fuddy-duddy, how do you become pregnant in prison? Well, apparently another inmate, Juan Depes, who's also charged with unaliving, and her started communicating through the vent system. They started talking about Juan, or Johan, however you pronounce his name, wanted to have a child. But he probably couldn't because he was in prison for unaliving someone. So how do you get someone pregnant? How do you get someone pregnant when you're in prison? Well, oh, Jamie, you're gonna love this. Apparently, he whacks off in either a glove or some saran wrap, and and That's so stupid. And then you send it over to her. And and she, she puts the baby batter inside the oven. It
What is happening?
Oh, Jamie, you didn't hear?
No, I just pulled your stream up and you're laughing. So I was like, I got to get on here immediately.
Well, we're covering a case where a girl went to prison for pew-pewing her boyfriend. It happens. Who hasn't
Yeah.
done that? But in prison, she meets a new guy, and they start communicating through the vent system. And he really want to have a baby.
While in prison?
Yeah, well, he's also in there for murder, so probably not going to go out and make one the natural way.
Oh,
So
yeah, he's not going to be a great dad.
he beats off in some saran wrap or glove or something.
They will find a way.
Life will find a way. That
Life will find a way. Oh my God.
And she then inserts the baby batter in the oven, and and she apparently used a yeast infection applicator to inseminate herself.
My God.
There was an investigation. The staff had no misconduct.
What? Jesus. It is like Jurassic Park jail. They'll find a way.
I don't care about the trial. I just
And did they know each other like at all, or were they just
no,
like
they apparently
they-
they had some jail phone calls and body camera footage that later surfaced showing Link and the past discussing their plan, is what the news reports. I've heard of airmail, but that's ridiculous. Well, it's Florida. Anything can happen in Florida. You have to. When you wish upon a star,
Oh.
makes no difference how incarcerated you are. You can make a baby with a glove. Just spank the monkey.
You can find love for a vent any day of the week. I mean, make children, create a family. You don't even got to meet the person. Jizz in a glove. Good to go.
Well, back to the case. They're claiming self-defense, and the judge said, "Go fuck yourself." That's.
Oh, let's get serious now.
Yeah. The audio was very horrible to begin with. We hope it works, but if not, I had a good laugh.
Yeah, that's exactly Dave. Like, I'm gonna go drive by some vents and see what I can pick up.
This is the most ridiculous case I've ever heard. It's a murder case, and I don't care about the murder. I just want to know.
Yeah, we're like, carry on, lawyers. We don't want to know about all the actual details of the murder. What was this?
It's
What's going on in this jail?
second degree murder case. Apparently, doing a domestic violence thing, she pew-pewed him, and she can be heard on surveillance saying, "You'll be fine." She hit an artery. He wasn't fine.
Wait, okay, so did so she offed another guy,
Yes.
a
She shot
completely
her.
separate guy than the guy she met on the vent.
Yeah.
The vent.
She shot her
On the vent.
boyfriend. Got in prison. Met a guy in the other end of the vent, and they had a communication string system, kind of like they're
Oh,
fishing in the toilet, where kind
yeah.
of like Sarah Boone, who had stuff, and apparently he just had some very healthy swimmers because they could survive being put in some
Right? Oh my
mom
God.
mom did you and her dad love each other? I don't know. You came out of a glove.
He just jacked it in a glove. That's all I know.
It's kind of like Jesus, just worse.
So trash. That's beyond the trashiest thing I've ever heard.
We have covered some stupid things.
Yeah.
But a vent baby.
Yeah, a vent love relationship. A vent baby. So wait, how did they get the glove to her?
They had
Do you
in the
know?
vents. They can talk to the vents, and they'll send
Uh-huh.
drugs through the system by like wrapping it and then dumping it, or flushing the toilet, and then someone on down the line can pick it up. That's how they send drugs around in the prison. But this wasn't drugs. Imagine being the guy who was trying to intercept the.
That's what I mean, yeah. They pushed It's so gross. God, that's so gross.
Let's see if it it's probably not even gonna be mentioned, but I'm gonna laugh my ass.
It's not even, yeah. Like we want to keep this out.
Sue is absolutely nope. That's not how it happened.
You're-
Folks, these are some preliminary instructions I have to read to you. I have to read to them into the record, but you all will read along with me. Just like I gave you a copy of the Beyond Reasonable Doubt instruction, I think we all absorb better once we read, follow, and also hear. There's also note-taking opportunities, so I'm going to start with page 1 of the preliminary instructions. Members of the jury, you have been selected and sworn as a jury to try the case of the state of Florida versus Daisy. This is a criminal case. The defendant is charged with second-degree murder with a weapon, the weapon being a firearm. The definition of the crime charged will be explained to you later. You must decide this case based on the evidence presented and the law that I give you. Evidence consists of the sworn testimony of witnesses, exhibits submitted as evidence, and anything else that I tell you to.
And I'm sorry, the audio is horrible, but it's way better than it was to begin with, because it sounds like they have one microphone standing right next to the court reporter, so you can hear her clickety clack all the time. So we're doing it as good as we can. And if anyone, yes, we will cover Karen Reed Aiden hearing at 2 p.m. Yeah, let's go vent a little bit. See, Jamie, just because I can't see her, Nicola has me blocked. But
Oh my
just based on
God. So she's claiming self-defense.
No, she tried to stand your ground, and they said, nope, not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Its charging document, which is called information, is not evidence and is not to be considered by you as any proof of guilt. It is my responsibility to explain the law to you. It is your solemn responsibility to determine if the state proved this accusation beyond a reasonable doubt against the defendant in accordance with the law that I provide to you. Thus, the province of the jury and the province of the court are well defined, and they do not overlap. This is one of the fundamental principles of our system of justice. Before proceeding further, it would be helpful if you understand how a trial is conducted. At the beginning of the trial, the attorneys will have an opportunity to.
It's just your instruction. I'm going to skip it. Emily Jane, we're starting a new trial. This lady is accused of unaliving her boyfriend. And as a little side note, she then got pregnant in prison with a guy she never had sex with. She self-inseminated with a yeast infection. I don't know what you ladies use for yeast infection. I guess flour, maybe. I don't know. I am a virgin.
Probably the applicator. That's how she shoved it up there.
But I don't know what applicator you, and I don't want to know, Jamie. You don't have to sit and tell
I
me.
don't.
That's not the legal, the medical reasons I have you on the show to talk about yeast infections.
Yeah, I'm good though.
Thank you, Beth, for becoming a member. Ember. Let's try and skip.
And is solely based on that. Mention as unfair also information.
Come on. Oh, now it's better.
Good morning, may it please court.
Oh, you can hear him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the early morning hours, Saturday, June 25th, 2022. While most of homestead was asleep, a single gunshot echoed through a quiet neighborhood. One shot. That's all it took. That's all it took to end a man's life. One pull of the trigger, and a father, a partner, a human being, was left bleeding in an alleyway, while the person he shared a home with stood just steps away. Before this happened, you're going to get to learn a little bit about the relationship between the defendant, Daisy Lane, and the victim, Pedro Jimenez, as well as what happened leading up to that moment. The evidence is going to show you that the two of them, they've been together for 9 years. It was on and off, but in fact, they had 2 children together. And you're going to learn it was an unhealthy relationship. But even though it was an unhealthy relationship, they all lived together as a family. But you're going to see Mr. Jimenez, he wasn't always home. And why is that? Well, he was a truck driver. He was out on the road. And just like in any relationship, it wasn't perfect. It had its problems.
Just going to try
Arguments,
to
anger,
refresh because my
emails.
internet is slow.
So, on Friday, June
Nope, that's not me. That's the people in the courtroom. So that's going to be fun. I hope they fix that.
they continue to act as a family. In fact, you see
Yeah, let's hope they're going to fix
The
that.
people in the
because
courtroom that's typing.
Yeah, it's. I think they have the one microphone set up to try and catch everything, and I think it's at the court reporter's desk. That's why we can hear typing. Let's hope the audio clears, or else we might need to send Marissa to Florida.
surveillance footage of them that night coming back together to the home as a family, together with the children. Now, video later on that night, that's when the murder occurs. But as that night progresses, Mr. Jimenez can't stand the fact that potentially his partner is cheating on him. So what does he do? He decides.
They when they started, before they put the jury in, the audio was absolutely dog crap. It was the ones where they had the gain set like this, and you could hear everything but the people speaking, and it's really annoying when it just stands like this. Mine will automatically try and make it less. Jamie coming back too. You also have problem with your internet. And you can hear some scratching. I think they're trying to fix. They might have a shitty cable. So let's just hope everything works.
Go over to a friend's home. And while he's there at that friend's home, you're going to hear from the medical examiner. He's drinking, he's smoking weed, and he had cocaine in the system.
Oh, it's a Friday night.
But while he was there, Who shows up to pick him up? The defendant. And she comes to that home and demands that he leaves there and comes back home with her. So he complies. He goes back home with her. Now, the night progresses. It's Saturday, June 25th. And you're going to find out that Mr. Jimenez and the defendant, they decide to step outside of the home to go into the porch. Miss Link, she wanted to smoke a cigarette. But interesting enough, she brought out a firearm with her. While the two of them are outside, the evidence is going to show you. In fact, Miss Link tells police officers that when she saw Mr. Jimenez out there, he had a look at the trail. So she told him and confirmed that she had cheated on him. Now, Mr. Jimenez, rightfully upset, he doesn't pull out any weapons, he doesn't hit the defendant, but instead, he threatens her by telling her, "You're going to sleep outside tonight." He's going to lock the doors. And you're going to hear in evidence that this wasn't the first time that had occurred, and that she didn't like having to stay outside. So, in a fit of rage, she pulled out the gun, pointed it at the victim, and the facts will show that when the defendant pointed the gun at Mr. Jimenez, he had turned around and was running away in fear of Miss Link. The defendant then pulls the trigger and fires one shot. And the surveillance you see this week, it's going to confirm that. It's going to confirm that the victim was running away. You're going to hear the 911 calls. You're going to get to see the body on camera. And on that body on camera, you do see Mr. Jimenez take his last breath. This week, you're going to hear from several civilians. You're going to hear from officers. You're going to hear from homicide investigators and even CSI personnel. They're going to tell you about how this investigation led to that defendant. You're going to get to see the defendant's text messages. And you're going to be presented with evidence on how the defendant acted after the shooting and how that behavior doesn't show or line up with self-defense. At the end of this trial, after all the evidence has been presented, the state is going to ask you to render a verdict that justice demands. Guilty. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Alcala. Mr. Ross?
Good morning. So, yes, Edward Jimenez and Daisy Link were in a long-term relationship together. They had 2 kids in common together, a boy and a girl. At the time of Mr. Jimenez's death, the boy was 7 years old, and the girl was 5 years old. As you heard from the state, they were together for a pretty long time, and you're probably going to hear there are going to be a lot of things that myself and the state don't agree on, but we can all agree that this is a very toxic relationship. And in the days leading up to Mr. Jimenez's death,
Oh,
the relationship took a significant turn for the
Look at
worse.
that.
What do I mean by that? 5 days before Mr. Jimenez's death, he showed up unannounced to Daisy Link's home. And to be clear, the evidence will show it was her home. He didn't live there anymore. He was removed from the lease. The locks were changed. He was not allowed in there unless he was specifically invited. And yes, he would be invited because they had kids together. And Miss Link was gracious enough to let him see those kids, even though he didn't have a right to be with them because he lost his parental rights to those kids. Now, he
Thank
showed
you,
up unannounced
Kennedy.
5 days
Good to have you
before,
here.
and Miss Link had some guests in her home. She was in her home with her 2 kids, and she had her cousin with her. Her cousin.
Kennedy, that's why I tell people either to follow me on the Twitter thread or on the Discord, and you will get notifications. YouTube, I can't control.
Whose name is David, and he had his kids with him too. Mr. Jimenez showed up unannounced, and immediately he accused Miss Link of cheating on him, even though they weren't together anymore, cheating on him with this man who we saw in her house. Mr. Jimenez was informed, hey, I'm not cheating, that's my cousin, and I'm not sleeping with my cousin.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it. I know MG Law went
You.
to school in Alabama, and
No.
he have told me rules are different down south. So I'm just
Stop it.
saying, hey, if anyone's going to sleep with my cousin, it better be me.
Don't say that.
That's what MG told me.
MG, don't give Baker ideas.
He said, Baker, if you're ever gonna come to Alabama, just remember to bring your cousin if you wanna.
Enough.
He's just here because he's family.
Gross.
Unfortunately, for whatever reason, Mr. Jimenez did not accept that explanation. And he physically attacked the cousin David, and he physically attacked Miss Link. Now, when I say physically attacked, I'm not talking about a love attack. I mean, he grabbed her, he took a firearm, and he pistol whipped her with this firearm. He essentially split her head wide open. He left multiple lacerations on her head, and that caused spilling of a lot of blood. This blood's already dry, but you can imagine how much blood that was. He caused her to lose consciousness. I'm not just saying this. He very easily could have killed her. And he did it in front of his 2 kids. And he didn't stop until his 7-year-old son said, Bobby, please stop. Bobby, please stop. So at that point, as toxic as this relationship was, as I mentioned, it took a drastic turn for the worse. And that event, which happened 5 days prior to Mr. Jimenez's death, created a chain of events. And what is that chain of events? This is it. It's over. Daisy Link made a decision. Her family made a decision. Her family came from Texas.
Jenna G, you should have been here in the beginning because I don't think I can retell it again. She got pregnant because she made a relationship with another inmate. No, they never met. They talked through the vents. And apparently he beat off in some saran wrap and sent it to her. And she used a yeast infection applicator to self-inseminate. And that's how she got preggers. And I don't know if she's preggers right now or she had the kids. There's a lot of starchy food in prison. So, hey, who knows? But
Came down here for 2 reasons. One, to be with her, to take care of her after she had this unfortunate attack happen to her, and to prepare for her and the kids to leave the state. And that is what was going to happen. That's exactly what was going to happen. Now, did Miss Link do everything perfectly? No. With the benefit of hindsight, could things have been handled differently? Yes. Should Miss Link have decided to not have any contact with Mr. Jimenez from that point on? Yes, she probably should have. And she did. She did have contact with him. And yes, you will see that on the day that Mr. Jimenez lost his life, she did pick him up and bring him. She brought him to see the kids because, as you will hear, she was going to leave and she wasn't coming back. And no, Mr. Jimenez did not live there. That was not his home at that point anymore because, as I mentioned, he wasn't on the lease anymore. The locks had been changed and he had just almost killed her a couple days before. So no. And what you will see that Mr. Jimenez, before the shooting, you'll see him running back and forth. You'll even see Miss Link come outside and yell at him, asking him to leave and him running away. And you'll see on the video him coming back and forth, back and forth. And what you will also hear is that when this is happening right before he gets shot, you'll hear from the medical examiner that he was whacked out of his mind on cocaine. I'm not just talking about a little cocaine. You'll hear from the medical examiner. This man took so much cocaine that the cocaine alone could have killed him. That's how much cocaine he used.
It's so much cooking.
And the state told you that he was in fear for his life immediately before he got shot. Well, that's not what the evidence is going to show. And you're going to see it and you're going to hear it for yourself. Immediately before he got shot, he told Miss Link in a guttural, visceral scream, "I want to die. I'm ready to die." So she asked him to leave. She did everything she could to get him to leave. She did everything she could to get away from this man who, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to trample on anybody's grave, but the evidence will show this man was out of control. He was unhinged and he was dangerous. And she fired a shot to get him to go away from her, to go away from her home, which was locked, which she was not allowed inside of, where her kids were sleeping inside. She did not want him barricading himself in that home and doing something God knows what. We already know what he was capable of from just a couple of days before. So Miss Link gave him every opportunity to leave a place which was not his home. He did not have a right to be here. It was her home that she was protecting, which she had the right to be. He didn't have a right to be here. She did. She asked him to leave. She did everything possible. He screamed at her. He made it clear to her that, "I don't care what you do. I'm ready to die. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to do what I want." And that's when she fired. And she wasn't even firing trying to hurt him. She wasn't firing trying to kill him. She shot at the floor. And just so happens that this is bullets, and this is going to be the strangest one-shot killing that you'll ever see.
Jamie, I think I figured it out. Oh, Jamie isn't here. Oh, Jamie is here. I'm still
Right.
going to go full screen. He was sitting up there, and then he threw the bee into the vent system, and she put the flower in the bottom of the vent system, and that's how they had the baby. It finally makes sense.
It finally makes sense to you.
Yeah, because I've remembered
Oh,
the
my
story
Lord.
about the birds and the bees that Americans get wrong, and it's really the bees and the flowers.
Yeah.
So he just tossed the bee into the vent canal.
I know Baker's drawing of boobs is always the best, isn't it?
Well, these are kind of perky.
Where?
Normally they're longer.
Normally they are longer. That is true.
Why is he a puppy? He's not a puppy. He's just sad. It's just so you can see it's a difference. This is a woman. This is a man, because he has small moobs. And there's his bee dropping some. Yeah.
What is
This
coming
bullet
out of
went
the
up
bees?
through his.
That looks
Jamie,
like a
if I need-
bird.
If I
Somehow
need
it
to
entered
tell
his
you what
throat
comes
and
out
went
of the
to his leg,
bee,
and somehow that ended up killing.
go read
So
your
this
spec
was
books.
an extremely unusual trajectory from a bullet that you will see. So clearly she didn't intend to kill him, even though, and I will submit to you, the evidence will show she had every right and she was completely justified in using deadly force at that moment. And you will know that because later on, you're going to hear the instructions on the law from the judge, and those instructions will spell out to you, and you will see clearly that she was justified in her use of force in that specific situation. But she wasn't even trying to kill him. She wanted him to leave. She did everything she could to get him to leave before she fired that shot. And ladies and gentlemen, the evidence will show she fired that shot because she had no choice. And under this scenario and under those facts, that means she's not guilty, because it's not a crime to defend yourself when you have a reasonable fear of death or great bodily harm to yourself, to another, or from somebody committing a forcible felony against you imminently, which all of those things she was in danger of in that minute. So when I come back at the end of this trial, I'm going to ask you to find her not guilty, and that is the correct verdict. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. First witness state. Yes, sir. At this time, state of Kevin Bonilla to stand. Does have permission to reposition the podium? Yeah, go ahead. Both sides can have, just don't unplug anything, but both sides can have standing permission to move podium, standing permission to approach the witness. Yes, Judge Singh.
I hope they flip the cameras.
Well,
Mr.
they,
Bonilla,
they
over to
can't
you.
flip the cameras
Ray's gonna
because
swear you in, so
the
I'm sorry, Mr. Bonilla. He's
audio
gonna swear
won't
you in real
work.
quick.
So you can either watch or you can listen. And I would rather listen.
Well,
Come around
yeah,
here.
but bummer.
If you hear someone say objection, stop answering, and I'll tell you if you're gonna continue answering or if we're gonna move on to another question. Understand me? All right, thank you. Go ahead. Good morning. Good morning. Can you please say your name for the record? Mr. Bonilla, do you know Pedro Jimenez, the victim in this case?
Yeah.
How do you know him?
Bigger friend,
How long have you and Pedro Jimenez, how long were you friends for?
not sure, a couple years ago.
And were you with Pedro on June 25th, 2022?
Yeah,
And what were you and Pedro doing that night?
fitness.
And around what time was it?
I'm not sure. Well, not looking enough work.
I'm sorry, Kevin, have you testified before?
No,
Okay, so I know you may be a little nervous. Stop moving for a little bit. Okay, it's gonna make it easier for you to talk. It's also gonna make it easier for the jury to hear you, okay? All right, go ahead and re-ask the last question, please. Around what time was it?
not sure.
You mentioned you were getting off work. What time did you get off work?
Second.
I'm sorry, hold on, Ms. Campbell. You're helping her turn off the phone. Is it off now, Ms. Smith? Is the phone off now? All right, thank you. We're gonna put it away because we want to pay attention to what's going on here. Thank you, ladies.
Sorry.
Can you push the mic closer to you? Nice. What were you and Pedro doing at your house?
Just chilling.
How did Pedro get to your house, Mr. Bonilla?
Yeah, picked him up.
You picked him up?
Yeah.
Who'd you pick him up with?
Some work dudes
Where did you pick Pedro up that day?
from his house.
And
Some work
who was there?
too.
Just him and a girl.
Sorry, I'm gonna ask you to speak up a little bit.
Him and his girl,
Who is his girl?
Daisy.
Okay. How long had you known Daisy for?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
So when you and your friends went to pick up Pedro, he was at the house with Daisy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lolita smiles. Someone got pregnant through an air vent. What state do you think it's in? It can only be Florida. I'm sorry, but that was a dumb question. If someone gets pregnant through an air vent, it must be Florida. I'm sorry. That was mean. That was mean. Why does the prosecutor sound so hostile? Probably because we can only listen to her and she talks really fast. I have her a little sped up so we can catch up with the trial. It's Hispanic, I think. Hey, little D. Is that how you got pregnant too? Someone threw a rubber glove at you with some honey in the bottom?
Oh my God.
I don't know, Jamie. I'm a virgin. I don't know how they do in Florida. Okay, Florida.
And what happened when you guys got to the house?
No, we just chill.
Did Daisy ever go to your house that night?
After, yeah.
And what did she go do at your house?
She just want to go pick up Pedro.
Did she say anything to you when she got to your house?
Not really.
So when she got there, was she looking for Pedro?
Well, when she got there,
When she got to your
yeah,
house?
I guess she went.
She went to look for Pedro?
Yeah.
Okay, did she find him?
Yeah.
Did Pedro say anything to you when Daisy got there?
Not really. He was just like, all right, peace. I'm take off.
He left with Daisy?
Yeah.
Was Pedro upset or anything?
No.
Was that the last time you saw Pedro, Mr. Bonilla, before he was shot?
Yeah.
Thank you, Judge. No further questions.
All right, any cross-examination?
What? Yes, the truth.
So before Pedro left, was it your house or your friend's house?
What you mean? It was his house where I picked him up at.
What was his house? Okay, you picked him up and then you went where?
To my house.
Your house? Who else was at your house?
Just me, my cousin, dudes from work.
Okay. And while you were there, did you observe Pedro using any drugs?
Not really. Just smoke, but I don't even think he got to smoke.
You don't even think what?
He got to smoke.
Okay,
He left his weed, he was like, roll up and be back.
so he was rolling up a joint?
I was rolling it up.
You were rolling it up. Okay, so other than a joint or marijuana, what other drugs were there?
No, I was drinking. I don't know if they were drinking, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, how many people were there?
I don't know, to be honest.
So we know that there was marijuana there. We know people were drinking. What else? Was there cocaine? Was there meth? Was there anything else there?
I don't know. I don't do none of that stuff, so
To your knowledge, do the other people who were there do that stuff?
nah. Not that I know of.
Not that you know of?
Yeah.
And were you with Pedro the entire time, or did he go off to another section of the house where you didn't see him?
Yeah, I think he went to the kitchen or something.
Okay, so you don't know exactly what he was doing that whole time, correct?
Not really.
And other than being there hanging out with these people and smoking, you have no knowledge of what was going on in the personal life between Pedro and his girlfriend and his kids and his family. You're not privy to that information. Is that correct? All right, thank you. That's all.
What?
What do you mean, what?
Mr. Bonilla, when Daisy got to your house, did she wait outside for Pedro?
Yeah, well, I don't know. She was like, where he at? I was like, probably inside. Since the door was already open, she just went inside.
So she went in your house to look for him.
Yeah, probably to the kitchen. I don't know. I wasn't with him, you feel me?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that last part.
I said I wasn't with him after that, you feel me? 'Cause he was inside.
But she went into your house to go get him.
Yeah.
Thank you, Judge. No further questions.
May the witness be excused? Yes, you can step down. You're excused.
I go outside or what?
I think you're excused from the subpoena, right? Yeah, you're excused from the subpoena.
I said what because I brought him to my house. Did you see drugs? I don't know. I don't do drugs. You kind of sounded like you do. Did Daisy come in? She came in.
Mhm.
A fantastic witness.
He was.
The decisions that
I enjoyed it.
are for other purposes.
Any objections?
I like
All right,
open
so he
things.
admitted?
Well, 1832
ahead.
isn't that old.
Exhibit 1A marker certification now becomes state exhibit 130.
How long is it? Just to give a preview to the jury. Few minutes. So this is the 911 call. Once an item gets moved into evidence, whoever's moving it into evidence can publish, meaning for you all to view or listen. In this case, it's the 911 call. That's a few minutes long.
Why does it seem so hectic? People are wandering in and out, and the only guy's calm is big bailiff down there.
2022, 03, 21 times 57 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know why I just hear, but I'm sleeping, and it's loud, it's all everywhere.
Okay, stand on line with you. Let me check the phone to see where you are.
Okay.
Do you know what happened to him? Stand on line with you. Is he awake and breathing?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here at 1300. What's the awake? Stand on line with you.
Where? Where?
Are you in Homestead now?
Yes, I know that.
Stand on line with you. What is the phone number you're calling from?
562 9539.
7616299939. So then you get home from the week on a line as well. Players is already in round. Do you know what part of his body he's injured or?
I think it's right now.
Stand on line with you. If you have a clean dry cloth or a towel, apply pressure to where you're bleeding from.
It's okay.
Going home better than 20 days a week. The address is here at nothing. She's a, the address is 1300, not 1153. She's a and she's found a male down on the floor, bleeding all over. I asked her to see if she can look to see where his body, you know, the blood is coming from. She said, okay. I'm not what happened. I have her on the line.
Patty, it's because there is some. I think when they use the other camera, the audio messes up, so they switch to this camera. They have the right-facing camera, but the instant they use it, the audio turns into a potato stuck inside a tin can. So it's yeah. How is the 911 call getting admitted? Maybe they stipulated. I don't know. It's not in every case that we need the 911 operator to say it's what happens.
Yeah, they
The only
probably
thing
just
that's
bypassed that.
sorry.
I said maybe they just decided to bypass that because it's.
Yeah, but some cases they do, in some cases they don't. The only thing that's weird with this angle is I didn't notice she was sitting there and holding her ears. I don't know. It might be a clerk because she gave the defense some papers. I think it's the clerk. It's not the court reporter who's sitting right there. So, but it's a weird setup.
9539. I'm position 150 here. And what level? Any of us are coming? Yes. Okay, thank you, County. Yeah. Ma'am? Ma'am?
Hello?
Okay, you said he looks like he's by the alleyway?
He is, he's in the alley.
Is he breathing?
He's breathing, he's saying that he can't breathe.
Okay. About how old do you think he is?
I don't know, maybe 30, 25, I don't know.
Between like mid-20s to maybe 30?
Yes.
Is he able to tell you anything? Like what might happen or anything like that?
Hello?
Yes, can he tell you
What happened? No. He said he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. Okay. I have police on the way. I have the ambulance on the way. Just be on the phone with me, okay? I think he said it looks like it's mostly from his legs.
Hold on a second, I'm trying to say now, I think it is. Hold on. Let me see. It is, hold on. I see an entry, hold on, turn, and I see an exit.
Was he shot?
It looks like it is, yes. He's breathing off to his leg. I can't pick you up. I can't pick you up.
So just let him know that help is on the way, but you can't pick him up, okay? Just let him know that help is on the way.
Can you bring it?
Now, we're supposed to get a plate.
I think it's her, but she doesn't know who he is, and then Yeah, but I think it's her 911 call. Yes, Rassler's mom. As a mom and me being a virgin, I think I need your help on this case because this lady got pregnant in prison without having smecks. And besides Mother Teresa, no, Mother Teresa didn't have smecks or have children. Besides Mary, Mom of Christ, and my wife, I don't know any other women who ever got pregnant without having smecks. Apparently, this one got it through the vent system. And no, that's not an euphemism for a body part.
Right off the sound, the high pressure. And his leg.
I took his shirt off and I tied it around his leg.
You tied him right it.
Hey, hey, hello. Still? Are you okay? What the fuck happened?
Is he still breathing in?
Yeah, hey, he has it.
Yes, they have DNA tested. It should be that guy's. So yes, he did whack off either in a glove or some saran wrap, wrapped it up, sent it through the vent system, and she then injected it into herself. At least that's what the newspapers say. So that's
Oh boy.
yeah. Yes, she self-inseminated with a yeast infection applicator. I don't know why you would applicate yeast infections. I think that's dumb. But what do I know about women?
Not much.
No.
Oh boy.
Well, I don't know if the Catholics use the vent system.
They might.
But no, yeah,
Could be like a glory hole, a glory vent. I
they're going for it now.
Jamie.
They're going for it now.
Just let me know when they make contact with you, Ben.
Yeah.
Do they say you?
That's not as funny, Jedi Jess.
Hello.
Okay. Still awake?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I know, but the joke was better when I pretended I didn't understand it.
And you see the evidence.
I can't hear it. Stay with me. Stay with me.
And you can still
They're
Boyfriend.
here. Stay with me.
Oh, go ahead and finish. Saturday, June 25, 2022.
Judge, at this time, state calls Officer Draylon Nicholson to stand. Nicholson with an N or an M? N.
Just because no one believes me. Go away. Accused murderers get pregnant in secret despite never seeing each other in Miami jail. I can't believe it worked. Daisy Link, facing a murder charge, reportedly gave birth to a girl in June, fathered by a man also charged with murder. Oh, he looks like someone you would have a kid with. His head is disproportionate in every single way. Go away, stupid commercials. Look at his head, Jamie.
his like tiny little mouth and his tiny little mustache. That's
Yeah,
what
and then his
is-
massive head. He's kind of like, oh, I'm gonna do the Austrian painter. Nah, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger so that I don't think I really like to paint postcards and put people in camps. A Florida woman who became pregnant while in jail on murder charges gave birth to a baby whose father is a fellow inmate accused of murder, even though she said they've never met in person and have never had physical contact with each other. Florida court records indicate that both Daisy and Johan, whatever his name is, are currently in custody being held on charges of unaliving. Both have been in custody since at least 2020. But WSVN reports that in June, Link gave birth to a daughter fathered by DePass. She's a miracle baby. She's a blessing, Link 29 told the station in a jailhouse interview. While Miami-Dade corrections officials told the station that an internal affairs investigation is ongoing. they interviewed both inmates who explained how Link was able to get pregnant while both parents were in custody at the Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center in Miami-Dade. Link told the outlet that she and DePass was able to speak to each other through the air conditioner vent in her cell. They also began passing notes and pictures to each other, and a romantic relationship began. DePass, 23, told the TV station that he eventually shared that he wanted to have a baby, but knew that he might not have the opportunity for a long time. She agreed to try and have a child with her fellow inmate. They used bedding to make a line between their two vents, which DePass tells WSVN that he then used to pass semen rolled in saran wrap to Link in her cell.
Oh
He would
God.
kind of like roll it up like almost like a cigarette, and he would attach it to the line that we had in the vent, and I would pull it through. Link told the station. From there, I had placed it inside of, the yeast infection applicators. I had placed it inside of there, and then from there, yeah, I had administered. I could just see her doing a headstand.
God, it's so gross. That is sheer desperation.
Eventually, Link became pregnant with the past child, who was born in June and now lives with his mother. In prison? I can't believe it worked, Lynn reportedly said. I think everything happened for a reason. DePass told the outlet that Link getting pregnant despite the two never having touched was like the Virgin Mary. Well, she had 2 other kids, so not that much of a virgin.
Yeah, she's not.
The pair are now in different jails according to jail records, but the reporter that says they still communicate over the phone and had video visits with their daughter.
Oh God, what a this poor child. Could you imagine growing up and being like, could you tell me the story of you and Dad?
Yeah, Dad has a really weird head, but I don't know him that well because I never.
I could never in a million years imagine that I would be Googling something and see my mom and dad like, oh, Dad jacked it in a saran wrap and handed it through a vent. That's how I appeared. Woo!
Are you adopted? No, I'm vented.
I'm a vent baby. A vent jailhouse baby. Oh man, oh man.
You can come on up.
He did say that, Marissa.
I
did.
Morning. Can you please state your name for the record?
Yes, I'm Sergeant Tripon Nicholson.
Sergeant Nicholson, how long have you been a police officer?
A little over 9 years.
And what department do you currently work for?
The Homestead Police Department.
How long have you worked for that department?
A little over 6 years.
And prior to Homestead Police Department, what department did you work for?
Florida City Police Department.
What is your current assignment, Officer Nicholson, as of today?
I'm one of the afternoon shift sergeants.
And in your 9 years of being a police officer, about how many homicide scenes have you worked as a police officer?
Approximately 50 to 60.
Now, on June 25th, 2022, what was your current assignment?
I was a road patrol officer for the midnight shift.
So I want to take you back to that date. Were you working that night?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you dispatched to 1237 Northwest 14th Street in Homestead, Florida?
Yes, I was.
What were you dispatched in reference to?
I believe it was in reference to a male down, covered in blood, possibly shot.
Now, Officer Nicholson, before you were dispatched, were you already in the Homestead area?
Yes, ma'am.
What area were you in before you were dispatched?
I was in what we consider our Alpha 1 area, which is in the same area as where I was dispatched to on that night, approximately 3 or 4 blocks from the location.
And when you were in that area before you were dispatched, did you hear anything?
Yes, prior to being dispatched, I heard a pop.
Did you check out where that pop was coming from? Did you try and check it out?
So when I heard it, it sounded like it came from south of my location. So I traveled south slowly on 14th Avenue, which is one of the main roads that runs north and south. I looked down every street as I passed it to see if anybody would flag me down, if I seen anything suspicious. And I kept going until I was dispatched.
Okay. And when you were dispatched, what street were you on? Do you remember?
I believe I was on 4th Street and 14th Avenue.
And you mentioned you had passed 14th Street.
Correct.
Was that where the dispatch sent you?
Correct. Dispatch sent me to 14th Street.
When you passed 14th Street, when you were first looking in the area, did you see anything?
No, it was a pitch black road.
Now I want to go back to when you were dispatched. From the time you heard that pop noise to the time you were dispatched, Officer Nicholson, how much time had passed?
I would say approximately 5 to 8 minutes.
And how long did it take for you to get to the dispatch area from where you were?
Roughly another 2 to 3 minutes.
And when you got to where you were dispatched, what was it? Was it a house? Was it a location? What was the location?
So when I arrived on scene, the location was in an alleyway. The victim in this case was in the alleyway.
And who else was there when you got to the alleyway?
The defendant in this case.
How did she appear to be when you got there?
She was standing next to him. She was yelling.
Hey, Mom, how was I made? Well, me and my cellie.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's going. I don't know if that's the right hole. What are you talking?
I'm only an amateur OBGYN, so I don't know anything. I don't saran wrap my semen ever, so how would I know?
When I got out, I walked up to the victim. I asked him, "Are you okay? Are you injured?" There was no response from the victim. And then at that point, I asked, "Do you know him?" to the defendant, and she said it was her husband.
So I want to go back to when you arrived at the alleyway. Where was the victim in the alleyway?
He was laying on the ground in the middle of the alleyway,
And where was the defendant when you got there?
standing over his right side.
And when you were asking the victim questions, was he able to respond to you?
No, ma'am.
What kind of questions were you asking him?
I was asking him, was he hurt? I asked him, what's his name? I asked him, was he shot?
Did he appear to be injured to you at that time, Officer Nicholson?
I did see blood on him. There was a good amount of blood on his legs, on his like abdominal area. At that point in time, the alleyway was very dark. I lit it up with my lights of my police car, but it's still a dark area. I had my flashlight out. At that time, when I first arrived, I didn't see where the injury was.
And who was answering the questions you were asking to the victim?
The defendant answered the majority of the questions.
What was she saying?
So like when I asked him what his name was, I believe she said his name. I asked him, are you shot? Where are you shot? And the defendant was able to point at the location of where the GSW was.
But you weren't able to see immediately when you got there where the location was.
No, ma'am.
And now, what was the victim wearing when you arrived?
He didn't have a shirt on. He had on what appeared to be black shorts and boxers.
Okay, was there a lot of bleeding?
So, like I said, he had a lot of blood on him. But when I responded to gunshot victims in the past, you typically see where the blood is coming from. In this case, I was unable to. The blood was smeared in different parts of his legs. And I was unable to see where the bleeding was coming from.
Did he appear to be in distress or pain?
Yes.
Was he? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Was he conscious when you got there?
Yes, he was conscious. At one point, I believe he tried to get up. I told him, stay down, because I was trying to figure out where the injury was.
What was the defendant's demeanor as you were trying to assess the victim?
She was screaming. Believe at one point she stated, what happened. Like she was asking him what happened. She was upset. She was asking where rescue was. And things like that.
When she was asking him what happened, did it make it seem to you as if she didn't know what happened?
Correct.
Hold on, stop. Sustained. So the jury will disregard the last answer of this officer. You can ask the next question. Yes, Judge. Did she tell you how she got there?
She said that she said that she was out looking for him.
Okay. And do you remember her saying anything about the shot and the wounds on his body?
Just when I asked, were you shot? She said, I believe he was shot, and then she pointed to the location.
And did you try to help and treat the victim's injury, Officer Nicholson?
Yes, once I was able to locate it, my partner was pulling up by that time. I asked him to grab my med bag that I had in my vehicle. He was able to do that. He then took the scissors out because at that point my hands had blood on them. He took the scissors out. He cut the shorts to open up the area, and then he applied pressure.
Okay. And was fire rescue also dispatched to the scene?
With the reference to the way that the call came out, fire rescue is automatically dispatched when we are.
How long did it take them to get there?
I would say approximately 5 to 10 minutes
And
after I got there. So
was there any point you had to do CPR on the victim?
yes, there was a point where when my partner had pressure on the wound, I was constantly checking his pulse. He initially had one. Then at one point I didn't feel one, so I started CPR. I continued CPR, sporadically checking for pulse, until fire rescue got there.
And when fire rescue got there, did they try to revive him?
At that point, when fire rescue got there, I walked away. I started securing the scene because I allowed them to administer the life-saving measures.
And before we get to you securing the scene, was fire rescue able to revive him?
No, he was pronounced deceased at the scene.
Great body worn camera that night.
Yes, I was.
And if I were to show you a clip of where your body worn camera was, would you recognize it?
Yes, I would.
Now directing court counsel and witness to what has been previously marked as states 1F mission. That the record reflect that I started defense counsel. Does permission to approach the witness? Yes, standing permission. Thank you, Judge. Officer Nicholson, in the CD, is it your body worn camera that was on and activated and captured everything that happened on June 25th?
Oh, body cam.
Yes, it captured my involvement.
Was it a fair and accurate depiction of your body worn camera that night?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, now with the evidence with these part of these 1F. No objection, it'll be admitted. If you're going to publish, hold on, Mr. Alcala, if you're going to publish, how long is it? Judge, it's 23 minutes. You're going to play the whole thing? Yeah. All right, so just so everyone can get comfortable, right? All right, thank you. Go ahead. It has sound as well, correct? It does. Go ahead. Permission to publish? Yes, does anyone want to leave the courtroom before we do that? Okay, go ahead. I just don't want it to be interrupted. We're going to play it through. Yeah.
Can you zoom so we can see anything?
Hey, what's going on? I see it, a horse on the back, a horse on the front, something's coming back. I took off his. No, he's asking my husband. Okay. Right here, right here. You see it from the front, you can see the front. Are you staring at boss? Are you okay? Hello? Stay with me. Okay.
Here's the GSW.
Yeah, that's all.
Gonna be to the right lane, to the right side, and out the right side.
No, stay down, stay down.
Hey, stay down.
Stay down.
Go in my truck, grab right there's my trauma kit. Grab me gauze and all that.
They know what the fuck happened.
Hey, girl.
Where's the ambulance?
They're coming.
think you can see the camera over here. I think the jury box is right there. So yeah, it's a weird placement of that big screen.
Open it up. I got my hands in there. Let me check. We're gonna have to cut off this. Yep.
Just cut it off.
Okay, that was-
Was there in the front room?
What the hell, we come out of the-
Take off. Hey, hello?
Yeah, I'm in the alleyway.
Hold on, get your name on answer.
Take off.
Hey, Joe.
Stop. Hands up, Sally. Hello. Look at me. Look at me. Hands up. Hello. Look at me. Are you here? Are you with me?
Hey, Joe.
Hands up.
Hey, boss.
Oh my God. No.
Sorry. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe.
No. Hey. Hey.
I need you to relax. I need you to calm down. Give me a second.
Huh?
Hey, Joe. Hey, put pressure on him. Edwards, put pressure.
Why is your husband going through your stool? That's weird, Marissa. I know I'm not a dating expert, but
Hands up.
Hey, Joe. Hey, I need you to calm down, Mama. I need you to calm down. What's the number? Right there in the back.
Hands up. Hey. No. No. Hey. Look at me, please.
What are you gonna do?
Hello. Hands up. Hands up. Hey.
so will a good night at a strip club. If you know, you know. Zach knows.
Look at me, please. Hands up. Hands up. Hands up, please.
Is not celebrating as if they're alien in our.
Hey, please. Stay with me, please. Hands up, please. Hands up, please. Stay with me. Oh my God. No. No. Hands up, please.
Or what is that?
Hands.
Oh, wait a minute. Spiritual.
I need you to back up, please. I need you to back up. Back up, please. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Stand up. You're fine. Other competition.
You okay? Are you close?
Okay.
What was that? Was that fireworks?
Oh, please.
What was that? I can't read.
You better work on the start. Hey, did all get rescue see where we're at? I heard the truck. I heard the truck. The truck should be on that side. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Come on, Pedro. Stay with me. Yeah, relax. There you go, Pedro. Come on, give up, Pedro. You got this, bro. Come on, bro. Hey. Pedro.
Just an update. Taylor's Share Business has pled no contest in her attack on a prison guard, so she'll just get a sentencing at December 1st, the day Courtney Clenny is set to start. Well, probably jury selection. The good thing about this angle, we can't see anything, so I think he's doing CPR right now, but it won't hit my channel. The bad thing, we don't know who, what's going on. That's how it is.
They're just like, Pedro, don't go to the light. No.
Welcome to Border Fire. They're showing a run. So I'm leaving it. I'll try to run. And now that's a great drink. It's good.
You take back up, please. Relax, back up. Hey, boss. Did you tell me what happened?
don't think her color has anything to do with it.
Come on, Pedro. Pedro. Hey,
Think 29.
Pedro. Pedro.
Well, stay inside with us, Bernice.
It's got to lead both. GSW to the right now. So it looks like a through and through. Where's the yeah. When I got here, this is where it goes. Okay. Accurate. What? Just have him back. Where's the? Let's start looking off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Debbie, pull my car back. Pull my car back. Pull it back. Pull it back in this open spot. Go ahead.
I'll show you. I'm just taking a rifle at 336.
Hey, get it back to the open. Shane. Watch your feet. Back him up. Go ahead, Shane. Watch out, LT, he's coming back. Go ahead, Shane, go. Hey, stop, Shane. Turn your wheel. All the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. Get the tree. Turn the wheel out this way. This way, yeah. Back it up. Hey, pull forward. Right there.
Who's board shorts dude who just came in and high-fived the... There's a murder case going on. Hey, I'm just swinging in from the beach and... Hey, what up, dude? You doing anything special? Yeah, we have a murder trial. Oh, shit, I'm sorry.
Did he go over to the other side and like talk to those people too?
It looks like he's standing and talking to someone behind the screen. Maybe he's just coming into... hey, can I borrow this screen? We have science, and we don't have any at the school. This is a weird trial, Jamie, already.
Maybe this is what he does on his. He walks around the courthouses and just checks things out.
Yeah, this guy over here is like, hey, don't talk to me,
Right
man.
there above my head, Bristol. Hey, kill my head.
It's so weird. He's just standing there having. I'm more interested in that guy. What's he doing? What's his life about?
What the hell's going on?
What? Look, right there above my head, Bristol. That's your side. Hey, thank you.
You better. No, it's not Clevin. He's not that disgusting.
Oh my god.
Maybe he's the guy who fucked up the audio.
Oh yeah, maybe. Because he has a fancy chair.
Well, he has his sunglasses on.
I'm just ripping up this whole situation. Yeah, we're gonna probably have to go out to the road. If we could, we'll walk back that way. Yes. Well, I'll put the car on that.
Oh, that's the camera guy behind the fancy chair. He's putting his earplugs in. Maybe he can fix the sound.
Yeah, maybe when they go on break or lunch or something. He'll
No, I don't know that. She said,
Yeah.
he left out. He had to come home, so she went looking for him. She found him in the alleyway, and she seen that he had to in and out in the back. I was at, I was at 17. I was at 17 at 14, and I heard like a pop, and I started driving this way. But I didn't know every time I go like fire. So I started driving down 14, and then that's when they gave me the call. You got more this way, Shad? We got to look at it. Hey, watch. Shad, just watch the contact. Yep. 76, 17.
Special number 434 to Edina, Lopez Durant, to change of 12 feet, Northwest 14th Street.
Oh, this. Somebody must have been driving. Look, she was in the passenger. Hey, give me hey, somebody got a car? Got the call. Man, rescue's out with him, man.
400.
Yeah. Yeah. Complete block of David Street. Yeah. It wasn't even that long ago, bro. I heard a call. So I started driving down here and he gave me the call. Yo. What? Hey, bro, need fish. Fish.
Everywhere. 152, they found the hospital seat. That's what we have as well. All right, it's 1289 Northwest 14th Street in Driveway. Why not? Why not? According to the blood trail, he seems to be walking around in circles, double block off the entire street.
I'll do it. Can I need him more west? Oh, that's good there.
That's good. Yeah, I'm going very far.
Gotta get his good folks. Hey, Chevy, that's good stuff. Chevy. She's got it. Hey, Chevy, you got a pet? You got a wait rating? I don't know, man. Can I rescue her? Can you get her info and then his info from her? Please. Yeah, this smoke's gonna have to. We're just gonna we broke up the whole room. That's what I'm saying. But these houses are here. Yeah, so we'll shut down the whole front. And then also in the back. Somebody else got to take their car close? Yeah, we'll bump this backside for now. Can we figure out what we got? All right. And now, what is that? Possibly. I don't know. Hard to tell. They're getting his info and her info. Thank you, man. What you guys keep?
Yeah. 439. You go to 433. I'm going to very much down.
Low sway.
No. There's blood everywhere, but we're gonna block up this whole, just block up the alley. He's
Why are we listening to them establishing a perimeter?
Yeah.
It's
been all over.
Let's see if we can do what we call for nation. You can get some
I'm
information early.
gonna speed it up. We're behind.
I go back over there.
Yeah, the parts about him being dead was probably the most important.
Yeah, we're just gonna shut the whole power down. Yeah, somebody. They ain't coming out.
So if there's anybody on this that we can clear, I believe we should have maybe 5 with the whole thing.
Oh, they ain't coming out. Anybody? Is that homicide investigation?
Was that her?
They didn't give you a blanket to this guy? Fire didn't leave a blanket?
Children, I'll be around.
Bro, you can't walk around house, bro. You walk all over there. Bro, there's blood everywhere. There's blood in the SUV. Oh, that's yeah. Chris.
And the white man.
I think they're gonna ask some
Now,
questions.
Officer
now.
Nicholson, do you remember the defendant
There
telling
we
you
go.
where she was before she got to the victim?
I don't recall.
But looking at your body worn, refresh your recollection? That portion?
Yes.
Didn't we just watch his body worn?
I can't stop watching the people coming in and out.
No,
See
it's
what
it's
they-
really annoying. In our courtrooms,
Yeah, we're gonna probably have to go out to the road.
in our courtrooms, if you go out, you stay out till the next break, and you
Right?
don't enter during the trial. If we're getting a witness in, yes, you can answer because our witnesses will sit outside, and then the prosecutor will go get them, and you can enter with them. But no one enters during trial. It's really annoying then that they're just, hey man, yeah, I'm waiting for the bus. What are you doing? Yeah, I just got some sick waves this morning, man.
If we could, we'll walk back that way. See, yes. Well, I'll put the car on that. No, I don't know nothing. She said, he left out. He had to come home, so she went looking for him. She found him in the alleyway.
It's a recollection request.
Yes, ma'am.
So where did the defendant tell you she was?
Originally, she was at her residence, and then she left looking for him.
And do you remember her mentioning Pedro hadn't come home, so she went looking for him?
Correct.
And then she mentioned she found him in the alleyway. Now, I want to talk about securing the scene. We saw your body worn that you secured the scene, so let's talk about it. When fire rescue left, did you begin an investigation into what had occurred?
When fire rescue left, at that point, we knew it was a homicide investigation. We don't investigate homicides, Miami-Dade does. So we secure the scene to conserve as much evidence as possible, and then we allow Miami-Dade to come and investigate what happened.
How did you secure the scene?
So different officers were shouting, as you could see in my body worn camera, there's blood here, there's blood here. So at that point, being the lead, I make a determination along with the supervisors to how big the scene is going to be. In this case, we ended up making the scene approximately probably 2 blocks. because it was between the alleyway and the main road.
Why did you secure such a large area of the scene?
There was blood in all those areas, approximately from the initial residence where we found the blood to about 2 or 3 residents away.
Officer Nicholson, if I were to show you a picture of the scene that you were dispatched to on June 25th, 2022, would you recognize it?
Yes, I would.
Now, the record before counsel, witness would have been previously marked as stage 1B. The record reflects that I'm showing the defense counsel. Judge permission to approach the witness.
Yes, it's a standing permission. So
Officer Nicholson, do you recognize this photo?
Yes, I do.
What is the photo?
Thomas Randalls was found not guilty,
The scene that we of the incident.
right?
The fair and
Yeah.
accurate representation of the
And that's
scene
the
of the
football
incident
guy.
that you were dispatched to on June 25th, 2022.
Yes, it is.
Has it been altered in any way?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, I'm going to evidence of the previously marked as one.
it'll be admitted.
The exhibit 1B mark identification now becomes the exhibit 3, Judge.
Judge, permission to publish?
Sure.
Permission to have the officer step down?
Yes, you can step down.
Officer Nicholson, can you please tell the jury where is it that you saw the blood trips when you secured the scene?
So
Let's
initially,
hold it up high so everyone can see from both sides of the jury seating.
the victim was located here. When I'm walking on the body camera to see me walking with my lieutenant, we start walking this way. The blood trail goes around over here. There's blood pool here. I'm down along the backside of this duplex. There's this a trampoline, goes on this side of the trampoline around to these vehicles. Blood pool here, and then it comes up and then back right in me. There was, I'm sorry. On the secondary search, when I walked back by the vehicle, this is where the officers told me there was more blood in.
Thank you, Officer Nicholson.
Yes, you can come back.
Now, you mentioned earlier that once it's a homicide investigation, Miami-Dade takes over.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you contact a detective from Miami-Dade?
Yes, I did.
What detective was that?
I believe it was Detective Morales.
And did you brief Detective Morales when you got there as to what you learned, observed?
Correct.
Moment to confer, Judge.
Sure. Examination.
Morning, sir.
You
At least
mentioned
it's going
that
fast.
this area where you saw Mr. Jimenez, without the flashlights and the lights from your car, you agree it's a rather dark area?
I do.
Like you said, it was pitch black, correct?
Yes, sir.
When you arrived, Miss Link was with Mr. Jimenez, correct?
No, we were watching a body cam we couldn't see.
Correct.
Had she rendered aid to him?
I don't know that answer.
Okay. Do you recall whether or not he had a tourniquet on his leg?
He had shorts. He had a shirt. I don't know if it was off of him, but it was there. But I'm not 100% as far as a tourniquet. A physical tourniquet, I didn't see.
Okay. But when you arrived, did she wave you down? Did she help direct you where she was, to where Mr. Jimenez was?
As I pulled into the alleyway, I could see her. She was standing there, and yes, she was waving me down.
And you stated a moment ago that at this juncture, this is not a homicide investigation. Right now, the only focus is render aid to this person,
That's
correct?
correct.
And that's what Miss Link was doing too, correct?
When I got there, I seen her standing there. I didn't see as far as rendering, unless you consider her flagging me down, then yes.
All right, thank you. That's all I have.
Can you redirect?
No, you're right. And when it's excused?
Yes, you can step down and you're excused. We're going to start promptly at 1:15. So it's a little bit more than an hour for you all to plan accordingly. I'm going to ask that you all think about where you want to eat so that you do it.
Jamie, we have an hour
Look
break.
like that.
We're gonna go to Massachusetts at about 2:00, but we can catch the first 45 minutes of this. I'm gonna make Sue happy because Sue is very important to me, and I don't understand why she hates me when I love her so much. So I'm gonna put the word crack on while we go get some dinner, so Sue doesn't have to scream at me all day and say that I'm mean to her, and I'm always using
Wanna
her
be
as a bad
sweet.
example just because she might have used that same method of getting pregnant like this guy did.
Oh my goodness.
So, as always, while we are on break, when we do it, because not always on break we do this, we're going to put word crack on. If you are in the YouTube chat, you can try and guess the words by scrambling the letters on top. If you are over on the Rumble, you can use the QR code. If you are on YouTube and you want to cheat like Sue does, she uses the QR code because apparently it's easier on your phone to guess. So the goal today will be beating Sue. That's the only goal is to win over Sue. She will cheat. She will fight you, and she likes a good competition. We'll be back in about an hour. Follow on the Twitch chat and the Discord will tell you when we go live again. And later at roughly 10 to 2, we're going to jump over and jump on the Zoom call and get ready for the Karen Reed, Aiden Carney hearing about the phone calls. So, how do you cheat? You don't you ask Sue. She knows.
All right. Well, I'll be back a little later. I have a couple meetings, and I'll see ya.
You'll be watching. Jamie,
If anything.
don't go pulling something out of the vent because
Oh my God.
we don't want that.
I have more respect for myself than that.
You don't do the handstand and the.
I don't lay on my back and crouch up and stick things in places they shouldn't. Whatever that picture was of what Baker thinks human insemination is. Oh my Lord, I can't.
I'm just wondering, did she do it herself? Because gravity.
What is that what you think she did? Because now I can't stop picturing it.
It has to get up there.
Maybe, maybe she just did a really deep squat. I don't know. I don't know how people
But
do that.
then gravity would work against it, or she would have to really
Well, would
get
it?
it up
Because
there.
you're really jamming it up there. I mean, it's going.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know why I'm trying to rationalize this.
Jamie, I
Oh my
think the
Lord.
handstand makes more sense.
Hey, maybe. Maybe that's exactly how it was done. Maybe that's exactly how it's done in doctor's offices. We don't even know.
If you know and you have pictures of it, put it on the Discord. Jamie would
Yeah.
like that. There's
Please
probably a
don't.
German movie somewhere where they tried it.
I'm sure. Ugh,
Don't put it on the
gross.
Discord.
Please don't.
See you all
Bye.
later. Congratulations for beating Sue again. Sue was only on the third place. And welcome all back to the... Well, I think I've figured out what happened. You take some saran wrap. And then you take your cream bottle, lotion bottle, and give it some really, really good shakes. Maybe you're thinking about, I don't know, Pamela Anderson in Baywatch. Maybe you're thinking about Auntie Bev sighing on the throne. And then when you have shaken your bottle enough, you then you put some lotion in the saran wrap. And you kind of try and get it in the middle. Can be a little messy. The lotion goes everywhere sometimes. So just try and keep it as close to the middle as you can. But the important part is don't get it in your eyes. And then you have it in the middle and you just roll up the ends. Not the ends from the Lord of the Rings. And then you have a nice little lotion packets. This was a big load. And you then seal it again. And you send it down the wire. Sadly, I don't have any yeast application or the mobility to show you how you would then use the package when it has arrived. But this is for the kid out there thinking, how did mom and dad meet and make me this way? This is a full service channel. Remember, always clean the top of your lotion bottle after. It can get a little cheesy, smelly. You don't want that. Some cold water, a little, just give it a good rinse. Make sure nothing, as you can see, there's an edge on it, can get stuck there. You don't want your celly to smell that. It's not the birds and the bees, it's the birds and the flowers. It makes no sense with birds and bees. No, this is a fully educational channel. This is biology on a budget. This is how you do it, I'm told. As a virgin, I don't know if it's the correct way. Maybe you fold the saran wrap a different way, but just if you're out there and you're thinking, maybe I want a child, go looking for those packages around town. Or maybe just ask someone if they can do it for
The
you.
client is alert, she's looking at me, she's listening, so I'll just let you and her have that conversation.
And Judge, yes, and I'll advise her, don't even look that way, don't communicate with anybody, just keep your focus along this side of the road.
I get emotions are high,
Yes.
and we all have to compartmentalize, and if that's the way it's going to work, it's a court of law.
Yes, ma'am.
The court will not tolerate anything less. Anything that I need to, anything else I need to address before we bring in another witness?
Nothing from the city.
I think we're ready. based on.
Yeah, that's a real sign.
We're just gonna bring down the jurors. So I'll record for now, or we'll just do this. If you look close by-
Jamie will be showing that part when she comes back. Of course, I thought it through. I always go in and try to get the details in the cases. That's why I am probably not the greatest law tuber out there, but I am the most entertaining biology teacher you can get. Yes, Brandon, we are beating off into Saran wrap, so like you always do. Yeah, if they can survive a trip to the, maybe he kept it hand warm or however. I don't know in which way he did it. Because normally swimmers won't stay active. But his did it. Yes, he can do it with pinpoint accuracy. Yes, she had the baby in 22, 23.
So we start calling, once the jury is seated, we turn on.
Yeah, sure.
No sock was mentioned. No sock was mentioned. Oh, he was in prison, so I don't know how meth-fueled it was.
This is sounding,
Yeah, they're not long distance.
I think it can still be done by 10:30, because it's about 45 pages, which isn't bad for C sounding.
Can we go back to the other camera and have the good audio?
And whatever we don't finish by 10:15 or so, I'll just leave it on the trial.
What finish who?
The young man in the back is with. And
Come
you-
on.
With which side? What's your last name? Who are you related to? Who are you related to? Are you in school?
No,
So what brought you to this courtroom? What brought you to this courtroom?
just trial offer.
If you can't dispel my concerns, I'm gonna ask you to leave. So you have to be more specific. What brought you to this courtroom?
I always come here. I'm always around watching trials.
I haven't seen you. You need to step outside until I talk to the lawyers and figure out if I'm gonna let you back in.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be a HVAC technician when it grows up. Someone in the
Recognize who he is? I didn't feel comfortable with him just saying, Victor, I'm a spectator, even though the courts are open to the public. Considering the attention this case has had, I don't feel safe for anyone who attended being here the way that he answered. I can have my bailiff follow up with him or have the liaison follow up with him. I'll probably just have the liaison follow up, that way it's 1 degree of separation between me and him.
It would be really great if we could hear half the words she's saying. Apparently, she's not safe, just some random dude walking in doing something.
So we'll do it like that. Yes, sir.
Can we get back to the camera with the audio works? Apparently, someone was coming into the courtroom and she wanted to know who he was.
He's not an ASA or some lawyer? No. We're ready to go, Roberto? Can I bring the jury? All right, let's go to the jury.
All right, the jury.
That was a actually pair of shoes.
All right, go scroll back, be seated, hold jurors are coming for, lawyers. Looks like we're all seated. Next witness to the state, please.
Yes, Judge, at this time, state calls Officer Dennis Aguilar to the stand.
That's a big old booty. Yes, she's the queen of the courtroom. She can do whatever she wants.
Raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear affirm testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You got the truth.
Permission to continue, Judge?
Yes.
Good afternoon. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, Dennis Aguilar,
Officer Aguilar, what department do you work for?
Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office,
And how long have you been in Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office?
since January of 2024.
And how long have you been in officer in total?
Total going on 7 years.
Now, back in June 25th, 2022, what department were you working for?
With the Homestead Police Department.
And what was your current assignment back on that night?
Road Patrol.
Did you respond, Officer Aguilar, to 1237 Northwest 14th Street?
Yes.
Can you please tell the jury what your role was?
Basically, we discovered someone that was in the alleyway and that had been shot. And basically, I was there just trying to separate the other party while they were trying to help him.
When you say the other party, can you say who that other party was?
The female, I forget her name, but the defendant.
The defendant in the case?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you speak to the defendant that night?
Yes.
Did you ask her what happened?
Yes.
What did she tell you happened?
She said that he had left the house 30 to 45 minutes ago.
I'll break it down. Who had left the house?
The victim.
Okay. You can continue.
Basically, she said that she heard him start screaming, and that's when she called the police.
So she told you the victim was at her house that night.
Yes,
Then she said she heard screaming.
correct.
Did she tell you how she got to the alleyway?
She heard the screaming. I don't recall how she got there. I believe she drove.
No further questions, Judge.
What?
No questions, Judge.
May the witness please speak?
Yes.
What? What?
The next one.
Judge, at this time, state calls Officer Edwards to the stand.
Okay.
Raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear affirm that testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Can you please introduce yourself?
Good afternoon, everyone. Deputy Edwards with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office.
Deputy Edwards, how long have you been a police officer?
A little bit over 8 years now.
And I know you mentioned you work for the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office now. Back in June 25th, 2022, what department did you work for?
Homestead Police Department.
And how long have you been?
Someone was smoking weed. Someone came into a house. Someone was on the ground, and someone drove a car. That's where we are yet. I'm a little conflustrated, yes.
An officer?
With Homestead?
Yes.
3 years.
Now, I want to direct your attention to June 25th, 2022. Did you respond that night to 1237 Northwest 14th Street?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please tell the jury what your role was when you got to the scene?
I was the backup officer. I arrived, rendered aid to the victim, and then I helped secure the scene.
Who were you a backup officer to?
Officer Nicholson.
Eventually that night, Officer Edwards, did you end up speaking to the defendant?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you end up speaking to her?
in the front of the residence.
About how long after that you arrived on scene to when you spoke to her, how much time had passed?
A few minutes because she was there initially when we were rendering aid to the victim
You mentioned you were speaking to her in her house.
in the front of the residence.
Okay. Now, what did she tell you when you spoke to her?
That the victim wasn't a bad guy. She doesn't know who would do this to him. That he provides for the family.
You mentioned she said that she told you the victim wasn't a bad person.
Correct.
Had you asked her about the victim and what he did for work?
She pretty much just said that he goes out of town about 3 or 4 weeks at a time and provides for the family.
Provides for the family. And what did she tell you anything about their relationship?
She advised they were together for about 10 years and that they've had their ups and downs. However, she didn't know.
Well, you need to go back and get the non-story that has nothing to do with the case, because I think it was very important to know those facts.
Who would possibly do this to him.
Did you ask her what happened, how he got shot?
I asked her, but she advised me that after he arrived home, they were watching fireworks and then he went for a walk.
So she mentioned to you that they were together that night at the house?
Correct.
And that they were watching fireworks?
Correct.
Okay. Now, did you, based on what she was telling you, Officer Edwards, and based on everything, did you believe she was the one who shot him based on what she was saying to you?
Province of the jury.
It's the same.
Move to strike.
What? I didn't get what the objection hearsay. The audio is really bad. They changed to the good camera, but the audio is still bad. I had a friend of mine come pick up some muffins this morning, and she was late, and I washed all my floors. I felt really, really like I accomplished something for once. She's the party opponent. Yeah, they should be allowed to say what she said. Oh, she asked his opinion. My ears are getting
Officer
as bad as my
Edwards,
eyes.
when you were speaking to the defendant in front of the house, was she arrested at this point?
No, ma'am.
Was she in handcuffs?
No, ma'am.
Was she free to go?
No, ma'am. I mean, she was free to go. She was not free to go.
Was she free to move around the area?
Oh,
of the
yes. Yes, I
residence?
let her move around.
Did you let her go in the house?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you let her go outside of the house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Moment to confer, Judge. No further questions, Judge.
So, sir, just to be clear, she was not free to go, correct?
Correct.
So she was basically in custody at this point?
I wouldn't say in custody. I treated her as if she was a potential witness or involved to the incident. She was the wife of a deceased person, of a person who was shot.
Well, if she wasn't free to go, then obviously you, in your capacity as a law enforcement officer, you placed a restriction on her ability to leave. So she was, at least to some degree, in custody, correct?
And she was a witness to a homicide. She was a
in custody
complaint.
or not, sir?
She wasn't detained in custody.
All right, so you were asked specific questions about what she said to you. This conversation you had with her, was it recorded?
Sure was.
Okay, so the whole thing was recorded?
Yes.
All right, thank you, that's all I have, Judge.
Can you hear her? No, Judge. I'll redirect. All right, we'll step down.
Thank you.
Judge, yes.
Well, you lost words on screen. You came third.
Chairman of the State calls Officer Yadiel Rodriguez.
Raise your hand, please. You sound swear firm testimony about to give.
I would just like to say, I did a test drive of that and it worked great on my test drive. Sure, Jan. Judge Hooks, may I see you?
Good afternoon, Sergeant. Can you please state your name for the record?
Yes, Yadiel Rodriguez.
That's a
And
big
how
guy.
long have you been a police officer / sergeant?
Beef.
Police officer, 13 years, sergeant, about a year now.
Okay. And what department do you work for today?
The Homestead Police Department.
Okay. And then how long have you worked in total then for the Homestead Police Department?
7 years now.
So then I want to take you back to June 25th, 2022. What was your role then in the Homestead Police Department?
I was a patrol officer.
Okay. Now,
It was from last week's trial.
on that date, June 25th, were you dispatched to 1237 Northwest 14th Street in Homestead, Florida?
Yes, I was.
Okay. What exactly were you dispatched there in reference to?
The call came out, I believe it was a 214, a male that was shot, and he was located in the alleyway.
Do you mind explaining to the jury what a 214 is?
It's pretty much an emergency call, injuries, and then the dispatch advised that it was a male that had been shot.
Okay, so when you get those types of calls, is that your priority at the time then?
Yes, it's a priority call, so we go emergency mode, lights and fire.
So then you went to the scene then in emergency mode?
Yes.
All right, so about how long did it take for you to arrive then to that address?
Probably a couple minutes.
Minutes. And where exactly did you get in your car when you got there? Where were you?
When I arrived, I believe I parked on the east side of the alleyway. There was a couple officers already on scene. And then I started walking up towards where they said that they located the male. And I walked up the alleyway to where those units were at.
Okay, so what other officers or what people were there then in that alleyway?
I recall Officer Nicholson, who's now Sergeant Nicholson, Officer Chevalier, Officer Edwards, Officer Dennis Aguila. They were already on scene when I arrived.
So did you speak with any of them or did you just get to work?
When I walked up, there was a couple of officers next to the male that was on the ground with fire rescue, and then they asked me to go ahead and go speak to the female on scene and try to get her information.
Okay. Now, you didn't assign that role to yourself, did you?
No, it was the primary officer, Officer Nicholson, who was with the male, so he wanted me to start assisting with getting the information from the female. So
then your role when you're on the scene is not to give out people assignments, it's just to do what you're being told right there then?
Yes, once you arrive, usually what happens is whoever's a primary officer who got assigned that call, they're the lead, unless the supervisor arrives there and starts delegating other tasks, but they're the lead, and then kind of get with them and see what they need.
So you've been now given the task to speak with who?
It was the female on scene. I don't recall her name. She was ended up being the guy's spouse or the guy's girlfriend.
And where was she located then?
She was off a couple feet off towards the front of the actual residence where she resided.
Now, when you first saw her, was she in handcuffs?
No, sir.
Was she walking around freely?
Yes, sir.
So then, as you're approaching her, how's her demeanor? What does she look like?
She looked anxious, a little irate.
Okay. And did you have a conversation with her?
Yes, I did.
What exactly were you talking about?
I asked her in reference to the male if she knew who he was and what was his name. I asked him in reference to their relationship, and then if she knew what happened, and just asked her pretty much anything that she knew in reference to what happened that night.
So what did she tell you about what happened?
She said that he had left in a white van. She wasn't able to describe if it was a work van or a passenger van with some friends of his. And when he returned, he was very flustered, I think is what the exact word she used. And he started walking around the area, and then she started driving around trying to find him. And that's when she found him on the alleyway.
So did she ever tell you that she was with him, or that he came out of a white van?
She said that he came back after the white van and he would look flustered and he just started walking around the neighborhood.
So as an officer who's being given this information, what's going through your head then about what you're looking for?
We started obviously sharing the information in reference to the white van, trying to locate that. I asked her in reference to the friends if she knew who they were, their names. She said no. Then we just try to get whatever information we can in reference to obviously the statements that she's given.
So no names of who was driving it. Any time? Were you given any time that this van was in the area?
No, she said it had been several minutes, but she wasn't able to tell us the exact time frame.
Okay. Did her story seem consistent with what you observed on the scene?
At that time, no. Like I said, from what she was stating, she said she was driving around. The male was located in the alleyway, and he was like kind of behind some houses and stuff. So, me driving around, I wouldn't know how you'd be able to see him from the roadway.
Okay. So, did she ever go into detail about how she found the victim, or did she not talk about that with you?
No, the only thing she said, she was driving around and she saw him on the alleyway.
Now, Sergeant Rodriguez, did you have body-worn camera on that night?
Yes, I did.
And how exactly does that body-worn camera work?
Once we get out of the vehicle, we usually activate, and then it starts recording. Usually, once you turn it on, it takes I think, depending on which mode you have it in, on sleep mode or ready mode, it records 30 seconds back. There's just no audio, and then the audio starts once you actually activate.
Okay. So was your body-worn camera then activated that night?
Yes.
I'm now showing the defense has been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit 1E. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to review that?
Yes.
Is it a fair and accurate representation of your body-worn camera on June 25th, 2022?
Yes.
Your Honor, State moves to introduce what's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit 1E into evidence at this time.
State Exhibit 1E, marked for identification, now becomes State Exhibit 4, Judge.
Your Honor, permission to publish State's Exhibit 4?
How long is it since you have preview?
Yes, Your Honor, it's about 5 minutes.
Can we see anything? What is this?
Yeah, it's fine.
Did breakfast? What's his name now? His name is Pedro Jimenez. And where does he live?
He lives at 956 Northwest, Fort Terrace, Brooklyn, Florida 33034. Please see if he's fucking breathing, please.
And what's his date of birth, do you know?
5689.
And what's your relationship with him?
I've been with him for 9 years.
So you guys are married, just going out?
I've been with him for 9 years and I have 2 years now.
Do you know where he was at tonight?
He was here.
The whole time?
No, he was here off and on. He initially was with some of his fucking friends. I don't know what the fuck their name is. And he came back home and he was flustered. He was really flustered. And he wouldn't talk to me. He kept fucking leaving over and over again, walking around, over and over again, walking around, coming back, walking around, coming back, walking around, coming back. And finally you could hear him, you could hear a wail, you could hear him wailing. and drove around to see it. The second time I went through, I seen him laying on the floor.
I didn't say you could hear what.
You can hear somebody screaming, help.
I believe she hit him in the leg and cut his arteries.
When I seen him, he was bleeding everywhere. He was bleeding everywhere. I only found one. I only found one hole in his leg. I don't know if there's another one, but I only found one.
When you say he was walking around, what was he walking around? His neighborhood or just a certain place?
I don't know if it was just in the same place or if it was all around the neighborhood. I don't know. The last time I saw him before this, it was about 30, 45 minutes.
Where was he?
When I found him, exactly where he was. Walking. I saw him walking this way. Walking through here. Walking this way. I'm just walking through here.
So you got the record?
I'm just acting this way.
Do you know the friend's name that he was with?
No, I don't.
What did they look like?
I hate tattoos like that. It's such a mess. And she was instructed by the judge with the bad audio to begin with not to show too many emotions because apparently she was making too many faces.
He just left in a right hand.
I showed you how it happened. If you go back to the beginning. Well, after lunch.
You said you tell me what man was it?
Fucking know. This is what it is. I don't know. It was a white van. Please tell me if it's
There was no guy. Is he your husband or your boyfriend? How many friends was he with? Can you please come over here, please?
Yeah, something like that. Well,
Yes. 5, 6, 6. Yeah. So those are the first. You got it? Okay. Good. Keep going. Yeah, you got it. You just didn't have to say, just give us a few minutes. There's people with him right now. I don't even go over there. Mom, so please take it on a single day. Hang on.
please.
What is the need for me to go over there? There's other people over there.
Please, can you just see if
Please
he's
go behind the
breathing?
table.
Can you please see if he's
What's the
breathing?
most fun thing to
no, you can't.
Can you please just see if he's breathing, please?
I need you to listen to me. Please go behind the table.
No, because her fingers were different and she had different.
You're watching your body on camera. When you were speaking with the defendant, did she know at this point in time who the victim was?
Yes.
And did she tell you about the relationship?
Yes.
Did you learn about the victim's job at that time through your conversation with her?
Yes, she said he was a truck driver.
And did you understand what the defendant meant when she said, he's not into that shit?
No.
Now, what did you do after you had this conversation?
At this point, I went over to Officer Nicholson, who's the primary officer, who was the primary officer on scene that day. I handed him the information that I gathered from the defendant, the victim's name and information. I gave it to him, and then I don't know if you can hear in the radio, there was quite a few calls pending, so I started to head out to where my vehicle was to go, handle the other calls. And I think on the way back, I spotted like a trail of blood, and I had to come back and advise him again. And then after that, I left.
So you notice a trail of blood. How much blood was it?
It was a lot.
Now, where exactly do you remember the spot of that blood?
From the alleyway, and I kind of followed it in between.
It looks like the court is about to go live in the Karen Reed hearing. So I'm going to end the stream, jump on the other stream. I'm going to send you over there anyway, and then we're going to cover that, and then we're going to come back to Mr. Hunk Adori. So you ladies can stay creaming.